You looking for this?
Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kel. This is Colby,
sir.
and back by popular demand. Our Marvel villains tier list. We put out a poll the other day, and this won overwhelmingly. Over 50% of the votes out of 200 votes went to this video. So we're going to do a Marvel villains tier list based on who's the best.
Not necessarily power, but
yeah, not strength,
their
but just
arc and stuff like that.
So before we jump into it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you like the stuff that we do here, and let us know who you think is the best villain, and we're going to jump into it starting now. So first up on the list is Abomination.
A-bomb, dude.
Yes. I feel like he slept on.
For sure, man. I think he's really menacing in this movie.
I know Incredible Hulk is not looked on, very favorably. Although I think if it came out now, people would probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
Where would you rank him? He was menacing. I don't know if he had much depth to him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we count pre-abomination, human form, I think I'm thinking A or B. I'd say B.
Yeah, I'd say B tier as well. That's a good opening line. But next up, we've got Agatha Harkness.
All along, it was Agatha all along. I enjoyed it. The plot twist I think was sick because and that show I think is incredible. It ages like fine wine to me.
Yeah, one of the better MCU shows for sure.
So I think she's at least high B.
I think we can put her A, honestly. I think she's looked on pretty favorably by Marvel people. Next up, we've got Aldrich Killian. The Mandarin, I guess. The Mandarin before the Mandarin. What do you think about Killian? To me, he has good motivation. The opening scene in Iron Man 3, Tony stands him up and then he gets mad at him. So I understand why he's mad at Tony.
I think he's kind of middle of the pack. I mean,
yeah,
he's not the worst. He's not the best.
So you say B tier or C tier?
Low B, high C.
Yeah, let's put him low B for now. I didn't mind him as a villain, but speaking of somebody I don't mind as a villain, Zemo.
One of the best.
is definitely one of the best, I think. And this is Zemo. Obviously, you have him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but Zemo in Civil War was an elite villain. He and Thanos are the only two villains to ever succeed in what they planned on doing. But really, I thought his motivation was really good, like having lost his family in the Battle of Sokovia, and the way he turned the Avengers against each other. That I thought he was a genius.
Yeah,
a straight up genius. So I'm gonna go put him S tier.
He's got to be our first S tier.
Next up we've got Corvus Glaive. He was pretty menacing, but he didn't have much depth to him. I would just say B tier. I would say that would go for most of Thanos' crew. They're not super. I don't know.
They just didn't have much time to develop.
Because the movie was about Thanos, and you'll see where we rank Thanos here in a minute. Next up, we've got Crossbones. So where do you put him at?
I think he's above Killian.
You think he's above Killian? I can agree with that.
I think he was solid as a villain.
Yeah, he didn't have as much screen time as Killian did, but I just like his character more, I think.
I think he was solid. I think he's solid. That's kind of where I feel about B tier. Solid.
Next up, we've got Cole Obsidian. Where do you think him? I'm putting C. I'm thinking C or D.
Yeah, I think he was cool though. Just judging on how much we got of him, I think he was C probably.
Next up, we've got the Destroyer. Where are you at with he wasn't even the main villain, but he was used by Loki to attack Thor. I think he's a D tier.
Yeah, I think it's a D.
If we're doing this purely based off of how good the villain is as a character, he doesn't have any depth to him.
Yeah, now that you mention that, could Cole Obsidian be knocked down to D?
Yeah.
I think he could. I think he's better than the Destroyer, personally.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Dormammu. I've come to bargain. So, he's trying to bargain for a spot in A and S tier, maybe? Yeah, I really don't think I'd give him A or S tier.
I think it's...
he's not even in the movie much.
Yeah, I think right now he has to go C? I think, he was mainly there as a big threat, obviously, and to show that Strange was willing to sacrifice. His arc was finished. He's willing to sacrifice his life.
So next up we've got Ebony Maw. I really do like Ebony Maw as a character, and he definitely talked the most out of Thanos' Black Order. Where do you put him? He was kind of menacing to me, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely the best, like you said, in the Black Order. I don't think he's better than Agatha.
I would put him A tier though. For example, I don't think Corvus Glaive could have been a solo villain. I think he would have gotten trounced. I don't think Cole Obsidian could have been a solo villain. He would have gotten trounced. But he is interesting enough to me and has a different enough power set and is cunning enough to, I think, where he could be a solo villain. Next up, we got Ego the Living Planet. I love his character. He was an evil dude. What he did to Quill's mom and putting the brain tumor in her head and then lying to Quill about it and then trying to use Quill to complete his vision.
Yeah,
so
despicable.
I would say he's on the fringe of A and S. So where do you want to put him?
I think for right now, we go the top of A, maybe.
Top of A? I can agree with that.
I think at the end, we usually discuss it. I think he could be bumped up. He's that good.
Yeah, I agree. So next up, we've got Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Or just Ant-Man and the Wasp. You said Quantumania.
Oh, my bad. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Regular, not Quantumania. So where would you rank her? I really liked her.
Yeah, I thought she was cool, and I guess she's going to be in the Thunderbolts, perhaps?
Possibly.
It's kind of like a Loki type thing. She's not... she's
really
like the antagonist, but she's not really like a villain.
Yeah, she's not really a villain. But as a character, though, I think she's a pretty good character. So I'm thinking B or A.
Yeah, I think she's the top of B right now. So, low-key, though, she did have... I think she had more depth than Ebony Maw.
I think I like it right there. So next up, we've got Hela, the goddess of death. What were you the god of again? I would give her S tier.
Yeah. She's
above or below Zemo, though, is the real question.
Personally, I think she's below Zemo. What do you think? I mean,
I think Zemo's the more unlikely villain, which gives him an extra thing that above Hela. So I would give him the edge just because of that. Next up, we've got Whiplash. Do we even need to say D tier? Next up, we've got Caecilius. Where do you rank him?
Caecilius, I don't think he was that bad. I mean, I think
no, he wasn't bad.
In that movie, he's really the villain. You know, we have Dormammu on here too, but
yeah,
I think above Killian, maybe.
I can agree with that. I'd say they're about the same to me. They were solid villains. Next up, we've got He Who Remained.
I think this is a rare exception where little screen time, he is able to make do and elevates to at least A tier in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, where does he go in A tier?
I don't know. It's hard to say because we saw a little of him and then, he dies.
I don't know. I feel like I can put him right here.
That whole ending scene, which we think landed. I mean,
yeah, I thought
it's aged
perfect.
very well for us and why we started our channel. So it might be a little partial towards him.
Next up, we've got Killmonger. Widely regarded as one of the top MCU villains, and no disagreement here. So, where do you rank him, though? Above, below, Zemo,
I think,
Hela?
obviously, I think he's S tier.
It's hard for me to put anybody above Zemo on the reel.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him.
Next up, we've got Loki. Where do you rank him, though? Above Hela, below Hela, or above Killmonger, or above Zemo?
He's definitely up there, but really the only time we've seen him be a true villain, which I guess we've seen it in and out, yeah, but mostly the Avengers.
Yeah.
I loved him. I mean, this is the first Marvel movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
But as a villain, it's hard to say, man.
In Avengers 1, do you think he stacks up against Zemo?
No.
You don't think so? Does he stack up against Killmonger?
I don't think so.
Hela? No, I'd probably say not. I don't know if he even stack up against Hela.
Yeah, I think that's.
He's still S tier just because he's so he has so much personality and jealousy of Thor and everything like that. Yeah. His motivation's pretty good. So next up we've got Malekith.
I think he might be at the very bottom.
Yeah, he might be below Whiplash. That's a toss up, dude. This is what do you call it? The Pooper Bowl. Who wins? Next up we've got Mysterio. I slept on villain. You were saying this off screen.
Yeah, I love this man. I mean, he kind of succeeded too, because that kind of caused the events of No Way Home and really the multiverse.
So I mean, I'd put him A tier.
He's kind of like ego in that.
Yeah,
I think he's very slept on and very good.
So above or below?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot.
Okay, next up we got Box of Scraps. Where does he go?
I think Box of Scraps is enough to elevate him to B, dude.
B above where? Above Corvus Glaive, dude. Do you put him above Killian?
Low-key, yeah, I think.
Above Caecilius?
Low-key, dude. Yeah, low-key.
Okay. I like that spot. Above Crossbones? Box of Scraps is soaring? He's the top mover right now?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a good spot for him in that area.
So next up we've got Proxima Midnight. It's always tier list. Proxima Midnight.
I think I think she's right there with Corvus Glaive, maybe below.
Next up we've got Red Skull. Slept on? Non-slept on?
This movie is very slept on, which I think makes him slept on as a villain.
Yeah, so
we see him come back. Hey, that's Red Devil.
If you know, you know.
I don't know. I think Loki. I think he's like B or like high B or.
I'll put him above A-Bomb. Next up, we've got Ronan the Destroyer.
Isn't it Ronan the Accuser?
Ronan the Accuser. My bad. I think he was like a solid villain, but there wasn't much.
And we also saw him in Captain Marvel. I don't know. Yeah, and obviously Guardians. I don't know. I think B.
Where at though? I mean, he kind of feels in the same pack to me as like Kai Celius.
Is there any B's you think we need to move down?
I could see Corvus Glaive and Proxima.
Yeah, because to me, I think they're kind of in the same boat as Dormammu. They just don't have enough screen time.
So next up, we've got Taskmaster.
Obviously a really cool villain.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would have gone with one villain or the other. We have both of them on here from that movie. I think C?
Yeah, I feel like C tier. That's the best way. It's just C tier. Next up, we got Thanos. The purple titan.
Goat, dude.
Above everybody. Thanos is the best. It's gonna be hard to beat him.
Yeah.
But a contender.
Oh,
the Winter Soldier.
We're on a roll here.
Where do you rank him at?
I think he's got to go S tier, man.
I think he has to go S tier as well. I'd probably put him right here.
I think the dynamic of like Cap finding out and stuff was really cool.
Next up, we've got Ultron.
Probably your favorite villain.
Fans of the channel know that I'm obsessed with Ultron. I used to speak in Ultron quotes, not even kidding. I'll just put him below Loki, but he's like he has to be up here. I think he only got better as we look back on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him, man.
Yeah, I would say that's a good spot for him. Next up, we got Vulture.
Dude, that scene with him and Spidey in the car, Peter in the car,
yes.
Dude, that's one of my favorite dynamics between a hero and a villain because like they weren't really fighting.
Yeah, they didn't have to like, and he was kind of like,
dude.
"You don't have to fight me," and Peter's like, "No, I have to." I don't know. I'd probably put him A.
I think he's A tier, dude. I think he's up there with Gyllenhaal, with the Mysterio.
Good old Jakey. All right, here we go. I put him up there.
I think we put Batman up there with.
Yeah. Nice. So next up, we've got Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, I think he's low B, high C.
Next up, we've got Jan Rog. I almost said Finn Rao. Jan Rog, forgettable. Probably up here. I mean, because he got more screen time than all of these people. I think we should bump Dormammu down and put him up then, because Dormammu is kind of in the same
that's true.
tier. Next up, we've got King the Conqueror.
Yes.
Not He Who Remains, but King the Conqueror. Great acting performance and great power set and all that stuff. Terrible writing.
Yeah, it was really just the end. Like, even the dialogue before I thought was pretty solid. And, like, some of the stuff we saw him do before the final battle was cool.
Yeah.
And then he gets destroyed by ants.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. I mean, so I would give him B because he's a solid villain. But he got done dirty. Yeah, it was kind of sad.
Yeah, I think I'd put him above Crossbones.
That's where King goes. I wish he would have been a lot better. He should be up there. From what marketing looked like, he was going to be S tier. Next up, we've got Gore the God Butcher. Once again, same story. A great acting performance. Just the movie didn't do him justice. Next up, we've got Namor the Submariner, Tenoch Huerta from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Excellent,
dude. I think he's S tier villain. I really
S tier for sure. I don't know if I can put him above my boy Ultron, but no, I'm just kidding. Where do you actually rank him at? I mean, above Loki? I think that's about where. I think he's safe right there. Next up, we've got Gabi from Spider-Man No Way Home, Green Goblin. Excellent. Where would you rank him though? Would you give him the S tier treatment or A tier treatment?
I don't know, man. It's another one of those tough things, like, because we've seen him before, but it wasn't MCU. This is MCU villains.
I could see an argument for A tier, the way that he like basically tortures Peter in the mind and then kills his aunt, like,
yeah.
And we see Peter almost come to the brink of killing because of what Gabi did. So like in terms of breaking the hero, it doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, and then he was also struggling, like, from where we picked up. From Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he was struggling, but then he like caved in. So I don't know. I think S tier is plausible. I think we can put him right here, maybe.
I mean, that's a solid spot for him.
Next up, we got Dreykov.
Like I was saying earlier, I think, and you said this off screen, like they were going for a Wilson Fisk type of thing, Kingpin type thing, and it
just didn't deliver.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have gone with either Taskmaster or Dreykov, they could have devoted more time to one or the other.
C tier, maybe? D tier?
Yeah, I think maybe C. Yeah.
Next up, we've got Scarlet Witch from Multiverse of Madness.
It's kind of sad to see her here as a villain.
Yeah, it is.
But also at the same time, she delivered one of the craziest scenes as a villain we've ever seen.
I don't know. She's definitely got to go A or S. So where are you at?
I don't know, man. I think she's kind of like the fringe again.
High A then?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot.
Okay. Next up, we've got Gravik from the most recent show, Secret Invasion. I did like his character a lot. I thought his motivation was really good. I liked that he became a Super Skrull. But I would say he's like solid.
Yeah, I think he was a good villain.
Yeah, I would say he's solid. What do you think? Or should he be above?
I feel like
right there.
Yeah,
next to Crossbow.
Because he got a lot of screen time because it was a show. So I think we got to see him really develop.
That's true. Speaking of another show villain, we got Kingpin from Hawkeye. Yeah, I'm going to need to see more from Kingpin because I know what he can be and I know what he was not. So
yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's kind of a soft reboot of his character. If we were doing the Daredevil Kingpin, no doubt, he could be at the very... He's up there like right below Thanos, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt about that. But where is he at now?
I think he's with the wannabe Kingpin, dude.
Yeah, I think he's above him just because I saw him in Daredevil. So I know what he's like. Next up, we've got Icarus from Eternals. Where are you at with Icarus?
It kind of took me by surprise, which I like. I think he's a solid B tier.
I wouldn't put him above Gore or Kang. We'll put him right here. Next up, we've got High Evolutionary, automatic S tier. We just got to figure out where he goes.
Yeah, he's S tier, no doubt.
Where does he go, though? People are saying the best villain of all time. Oh, I don't know if I can put him there, but
I'm super high on him, man.
Maybe right here. I feel like that's a solid place for him. I don't know if I can put him above Thanos, though.
No, I don't think. I think Thanos, not to spoil it, I think he is the best villain in MCU.
I think he's a lock. Next up, we've got Arthur Harrow from Moon Knight. It would have been nice if we got to see the final fight, but they decided to do that. So I don't know. He was kind of a mysterious guy of intrigue, kind of a weird dude. Where you at? I feel like he was kind of solid.
Yeah, I think he's a solid B tier.
Where at?
I think he's up there with Crossbones and them.
Next up, we've got Najma. I mean, looking at D tier or looking at C tier, does she deserve to be up there with any of these people? Maybe Dreykov's the only one, I think.
Yeah, I think she could go C tier because we did get to see her develop a little bit more, and we saw a little bit of her backstory.
That's true.
So
yeah. Todd. D tier. Gosh, dude, Todd was. Man, that was just bad. That was bad.
Hulk Todd, dude.
Yeah, he's lower than Malekith. I didn't think that was possible. And then next up, we've got Wenwu from Shang-Chi. Very good villain. Very good villain. I would definitely say high A tier.
I think he's another slept on, Vulture and Mysterio type.
Yeah.
Ego type villain.
I would say right here. Right next to Ego. I think that's a good solid place for him. Okay, so we're going to make one adjustment to this list. Where you're going to move... we made a couple adjustments, but I think we're going to move Ebony Maw down, and Red Skull's going to be above him. You know, because when we really think about it, Ebony Maw didn't get that much screen time. He was a good villain, but I think you can put Red Skull... Should put Red Skull above him.
Yeah, I mean, and Ebony Maw, I think we're kind of looking at, too, what could be if, we got more screen time of him. He could be an S tier.
Yeah.
And we did have more screen time of Red Skull, so I think that's a good finish to list there.
I agree. So, let us know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.